Watching the Danish post-apocalypse nightmare near-future dramarama The Rain, Netlifx, created by Jannick Tai Mosholt, who wrote some episodes of Borgen and Follow the Money, the sensitive viewer may experience paraesthesia. It's a feeling invited by many apocalyptic dramas, and it occurs not in the brain so much as the skin around the gut. The sensation, more of an insistent itch than a sharp pain, concerns significance. This nightmare, what is it for? Of course, it's hard to bother about prickly heat when you're descending into hell, and The Rain doesn't waste much time with the frivolous stuff. There's a false start, of course. You have to know where you've been to appreciate the horrors of where you're going. But it's very brief. The Rain, the newest Netflix original, brings Nordic noir to the streaming service, Netlifx, per Arneson. So, for a few minutes, we're in a group exam at high school, where a fresh-faced girl, Simone Elba August, is fussing around with her classmates, and summoning a blush as she's asked out on a date. Then her father bursts in and orders her to leave the school immediately. "It's gonna rain," he says, "and we can't be here when it starts." Naturally, the kids are confused. It's exam time. What rain is he talking about? The sun is shining. But this rain is very bad. It causes acute allergic reactions and respiratory problems. It is killer rain, so now it's a race. Those dark clouds above are ominous. And Dad, who seems to know more about the bad rain than anyone else, is driving full pelt to get away from it, but there's panic everywhere and a jackknife lorry blocking the road, and the rain is starting to fall. Where do you go when the hard rain starts to fall, and staying at home means certain death? If you're Simone's dad, and you have insider knowledge and authorization, you head for a bunker. There's something in the rain. Dad tells Simone, leaving his family underground. It's worse than you can imagine. He goes, there's a knocking at the door. You can't open the door. There are dying people out there, desperate and infectious. But what if it's Dad? What if he's trying to get back in? You must not open the door. You must not open the door. You open the door. The Rain, official trailer, HD, Netflix. That roughly is the setup. There's another fact that you need to know. There's something about Simone's little brother, Rasmus Lucas Lingard-Tunson. Simone has been ordered to protect him. He was getting some kind of experimental drug treatment before. Nothing can happen to him, her father said, which might be an order but could be a statement of fact. Don't ask what happened to Mum. Simone and Rasmus are stuck in the bunker for 6 years. Rasmus grows up. They start to get curious. The drama turns from maroon space opera to one of those wasteland survivor journeys, like Cormac McCarthy's The Road, because, increasingly, everything is like Cormac McCarthy's The Road. In the wasteland there's a group of them, so it's a bit Stranger Things. The survivors are led by Martin, played by Mikkel Bo-Folsgaard, who was the drug-dealing son from The Legacy. There's a billboard for Apollon, the company that built the bunkers, and the slogan is, "Nature needs an upgrade." That's where we are. The Rain is a full-tilt, genetically modified generic teen apocalypse on the theme of refugees. Scratch it, but take an umbrella. Adam K. House, Skybox sets. British audiences may not be fully aware of how successful Hugh Laurie's turn as unconventional diagnostician Gregory House was. The show won 5 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes during its run from 2004 to 12, and is said to have been the most-watched TV show in the world at its peak. It wasn't a guaranteed hit, struggling in its early weeks, and for a time it looked like it might be facing the axe. The show's value to the U.S. network Fox came from the fact that it told a complete story in each episode, making it easier to follow in repeats. Doctor's Orders, Hugh Laurie. Stars, Universal. Laurie, though familiar to British audiences, was all but unknown when he was cast. Executive producer Bryan Singer compared his audition reel to a Bin Laden video. He proved perfect for a character who is almost a Sherlock Holmes tribute act. He is irascible, hates people, and has a dependence on painkillers due to his damaged leg. The Holmes illusion is also why he is called House. For Laurie, the massive success of the long-running show proved to be a mixed blessing, though he was well compensated, becoming the best-paid actor on TV. Screen time. The Jazz Ambassadors, BBC 4, 9 p.m. This fascinating documentary throws light on a little-acknowledged aspect of the Cold War, when the likes of Louis Armstrong and Dizzy Gillespie were sent abroad to represent American values, the irony being that segregation was rife in parts of the U.S. Despite his playful public image, Armstrong was nobody's fool. The film argues that jazz diplomacy chimed with the broader movement of decolonization. "I'm white inside," Armstrong sang in the Gold Coast, "but that don't help my case." Musically, the exchange went both ways. Dave Brubeck was influenced by his travels, and the Soviet musicians who jammed with Benny Goodman's band felt as if spacemen had landed in their world. What to watch. Sunday, London Live, 5 p.m. Liam Charles left the tent far too soon in the bake-off, so it is excellent news that he returns to the fold, this time as a presenter, alongside comic Tom Allen. This week in What to Watch, the pair compare bakes. Also in this week's show are Clive Owen and Andrew Niccol, who discuss the dystopia in their new film On the Raging Moon, Sunday, London Live, 7:55 p.m. This isn't part of Martin Scorsese's Raging series, where Robert De Niro moved on from punching a bull to punching a moon. There has been more confusion surrounding this than you would realize. Adapted from Peter Marshall, who co-wrote the screenplay with director Brian Forbes, this romance stars Malcolm McDowell and Annette Newman as Bruce and Jill, who fall in love while adjusting to life after being struck down with conditions which leave them differently abled. There were raised eyebrows after its release as it, portrayed their relationship as sexual as anywhere partners don't use wheelchairs. Such a progressive attitude was recognized with 2 Golden Globe nominations. Serial Box Dear White People Volume 2 Netflix. The second series of the comedy drama based on Justin Simien's movie about a group of black students at an Ivy League college delves deeper, following Sam Logan Browning, as she is trolled for expressing her views on campus radio, and facing up to her father's failing health. Browning has called the show, PBS, a public broadcasting service for Netflix, meaning it's refreshing, cathartic and educational. Set the box. Michael Clark's To a Simple, Rock and Roll Song, BBC 4, Sunday, 10 p.m. A welcome television showing for the punk choreographers. Acclaimed show, recorded at the Barbican in 2017, the first 2 acts celebrate Patti Smith and Eric Satie, but it's the third part, a moving tribute to David Bowie, which will send streaks of mascara down the front of your spacesuit. Jarvis Cocker and